Okay.
Yo,
Good evening, amigos.
Evening, lads. How's it going?
all
Very
right,
good,
mate.
mate. Very good.
It's a
Friday vibe.
different setup to usual. Friday
Yeah,
night.
definitely.
To be
It's not
fair,
our
I
usual setup.
feel quite alert though. Do you know what I mean? Like for a Friday, I feel quite alert. I think sometimes in the morning you are quite asleep. I do
Yeah.
feel quite.
I think
You
in
know
the
what I mean?
morning I need to do. I can't just like get up and do it. I need to like a run or something to wake
Mate,
myself
Yeah,
up.
I
I
think.
usually have a can of Monster on a Friday, and the machine race was bust. Some idiot had got drink and got it jammed, so I couldn't have a can of Monster. So it has thrown me off a
Oh
little
yeah,
bit, but I'll be all right. I'll be all
Look,
right,
I'm on the
man.
it's one of them.
peppermint tea, lads.
But yeah, I think
Yes.
it's because it's the hype of the weekend as well. So with it being a Friday, I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
we're
you're
all
going
in
Feels
good
good.
away in
vibes.
morning as well, aren't you?
This is
I'm going
holiday
to.
season.
And I'm
I
going
know.
away Monday. Where you going, Dan?
Egypt, brother.
No, I mean next week
Nice.
you're at work, mate.
Oh, work. Oh, yeah, I'm at work, mate.
Unlucky, unlucky.
Chopping my fingers off at work, bro. Reece, you should have seen that. You should have seen what happened, mate. You know when it,
Yeah, that was
like,
bad.
when it jammed, I went, ah! And Ollie went, shit! And we was both just going, ah!
Oh, we look like right idiots, mate.
We look like morons, mate.
I thought he
Fucking
took. I
funny.
literally thought he like took his hand off.
Mate, I did,
It's
bro.
scary. Like the second you trap your hand or you trap anything, you just don't know.
Yeah,
Do you? Like you
panic.
could.
Then Ollie was going, don't take your glove off, don't take
No,
it off.
I was
So
going. Don't
I
even
took
look
it
at
off.
it. Don't even look
I
at
took
it.
it off. Obviously, it had gone like real skinny, you know, from where it got trapped. It wasn't as bad as
Squashed
what we
it.
thought. But you never know. No, your hands are cold. You don't know though, do you? So like, we look like
Yeah,
clowns. But
could have
fuck
been
it, man.
bad.
Still got my finger, so it's all good. You need them
Still
fingers,
going.
bro.
Still going strong.
Yeah. So
No, that's
lads,
good. So
let's
look,
talk.
like we're going to talk about a specific topic here. Like I think, like we're always going to try and stick to a. We'll try to stick to a topic every time we do
Then
one of these.
we'll
So,
try and then go off on a tangent about 20 minutes in.
Yeah, minimal
Yeah.
tangents today.
So no, look, like we're going to try and talk about COVID during COVID, like how everything went on, how we dealt with it, and just our little stories, what we've got from the
To be
time.
honest,
Really,
mate, some of it. It's funny because some of it was the worst times of my life, but some of it was
I
actually
think.
probably the best times
I
of
just
my
think.
life
Yeah, I
as
just
well.
think the start of that was like loads of like funny shit happened after, and like just the knock-on effects it had was quite funny looking back, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely, man. Like
It's-
when you
Because like we all,
came to Reese's, like when I lived with Reese at the time, didn't I? When you come round, you was on a paranoid one, mate. You was like running around with your hood up, didn't want the neighbours to see you coming into the garage and all sorts, didn't you?
yeah, mate. Yeah,
looking back now, like it's funny how serious like certain people took it. Like I know it was a serious situation, but like we didn't know, so you didn't know if it was like
Yeah, we
Yeah,
should
I
have
thought-
given
something
given
halfway,
you
are
less of a
we?
fuck,
I thought your neighbours were going to grass on me. You know, for
I
coming to
know,
yours
yeah.
and
mate. They didn't even
using the
grass. They didn't even
weights.
grass on us when we had that party, that weird party that we had. Right? They didn't even grass us up for that, mates. They weren't going to grass us up for anything else, was they? We'll
Yeah,
save that
so-
one for another time.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe
But
never.
no, like I think one of our biggest topics, what we want to talk about, like kind of one of the things what the podcast is kind of about is training, how we
Yeah.
dealt with training during COVID and how we found it. Because like we come from training 5-6 times a week every week, going from gyms to be shut and like trying to figure out a way of keeping training up or more on the basis of like keeping motivation up, like because
Yeah.
you're not in your natural
I
environment
think,
of
do you
a
know what I
gym.
think? I remember the first session we had in your garage. Obviously, me and Dan brought all them weights to yours, didn't we? Had like barbell, bench, few little dumbbells.
Dodgy dumbbells kicking
Just-
about, man.
Like whatever you could get your hands on. And I remember the first session was all like, it's actually quite good, this, isn't it? Because
But you do
the thing
make
is,
do with
you
what you've
thought,
got, though,
the
don't
thing is,
you?
I think everyone thought it'd just be like, oh, it'd be like a month or something, and we're
Yeah,
back to
yeah,
normal. So
yeah.
you kind of like quite funny, wasn't it? Like, oh, I have training in the garage, like it's a right laugh.
I think
This.
if anything, like I think for a lot of people, it was quite dangerous when
Yeah.
you think about it.
Yeah, well,
like
the bar was bent, wasn't it, to the absolute max.
we had
Yeah.
a
All you're
bent
doing is
bar,
benching
what
all day.
realistically
I don't think it could
couldn't
take
have-
much weight. I think it's like 80 kg. You were
It wasn't even
pushing
that.
it.
It wasn't even that. I think it was
Some
good for about
serious flex
40.
in the bar, mate.
And then me and Reese had like 110 on it that time, didn't we? We put every plate we had on that bar, didn't we? And I think we had like hundreds and
Oh, right,
hundred
big
odd.
lad.
No,
I thought we was lifting 80, mate.
but the problem is though, the problem is you aren't lifted.
Lifting 80, but with
The
them
pro-
it
You're
was
doing
more.
secret sessions.
But the problem is though,
Did 110 when you want there, mate.
you aren't lifted properly though. So when you do lift, you can't lift. So that is really heavy. Not like when I
Yeah.
went to that thing with Damon and everyone before, and they loaded up like 160 onto the bar. I hadn't benched in about 6 months properly, mate. And everyone's pissed, like, oh yeah, let's load it up. So I laid there. Everyone, they're all a lot stronger than me, aren't they? Right? So then they're just repping it. And they're like, yeah, you do it. I was obviously on one at the time. So I laid there, de-racked it, and I was just like, oh my God, I've never lifted this weight in my life. Dropped it on me. Everyone thought I was joking. So everyone's going, yeah. And literally, mate, I nearly died.
You were
Nearly
struggling,
bro.
mate.
It was quite embarrassing. I've got a video of it somewhere, actually. It was pretty brutal.
I think
Yeah.
that's a good. That was a funny story of when I was like, I don't think it's a good idea to go to this party, Dan. And he was like, oh, I'm gonna go. I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. Next minute, about 3 or 4 hours later, all right, mate. Any chance you can do us a favour? I was like, yeah. He was like, can you come and pick us up? I was like, fuck's sake.
Mate, he came and got me, and when he got there, I changed my mind.
No, you didn't want to
I was
go,
like, hey, you're going
did
to have to
you?
come in for a bit, mate. We're going to come in for a bit.
Halfway going to pick him up, about to come up, and then I see a phone call, my phone ringing. I was like, I'm telling you right now, if he turns around to me and says, oh, everything's sorted out now, I want to stay. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I just went mental. I was just like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, like a parent. I was like, I don't give a fuck. You're coming now. That's the end of it.
No,
Get in the car.
I've done that twice. I was at someone else's house before, wasn't I? But this was at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I was like, can you come and get me, bro? And he was like, yeah. Then as he got there, he pulled up and rang me. I went, I might actually just stay for another hour now, mate. And then he went mental. He was like, get out now. I've just got a bed to come and get you. Just get in the car. I was like, all right. So I just ran off and didn't tell anyone, mate.
I think is that it was myself again when I picked you up from Sabrina's.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah. You change your mind sometimes, though, bro. Don't you? You know what I mean? Things happen when you're drinking wine out of a mug at 8 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes you've got to just keep the vibe going, mate.
Class. It's always good in that.
It's not.
I can see how we've like suddenly gone on a tangent.
The tangent started. What did I say? 20 minutes in. I think that was like 5 minutes.
We're supposed to be talking health and fitness, and we're talking about drinking wine out of a mug at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So,
shit happens,
like,
mate.
Training like in the garage and stuff like that. I think we, luckily enough, like yourselves, you had some dumbbells already, so we didn't have to go on eBay like a lot of people was doing and having to go and spend $2,000 for a fucking dumbbell.
Yeah, we had a decent setup, didn't we? To be fair.
Yeah, we already had a pretty decent setup to do everything.
But, like, you two was off work, weren't you? You two was off work.
Yeah, we had
I was
12
still
weeks
at
off,
work.
man.
So I was bringing, I think I had some like 12s that I was bringing
took
to
them away with you,
London with me. And that, like, I was just doing, I don't even know what I was doing with them. Just
You do whatever it takes, man.
whatever it takes. I remember I had to carry them as well.
Whatever
from
it
my
takes.
car. I had my digs bag for work. Then I had like another bag with actually I think I had just a 12 kg dumbbell. Just carry them from where I parked my car to where I was staying. And it was like,
Mate, I'm surprised you didn't get egged again.
a good 15-minute walk. I thought, I bet I'm a great weirdo, mate. Just
Deserved
walking on
an
the
egging.
street with some dumbbells.
We ended when once like COVID did actually, well, not that COVID ended, but once we was able to go back to work and stuff like that, we was having to take the 12s as well, and like your normal digs bag, what you was taking, like with all the gear, on top of it, you had to take dumbbells as well with you, and
it
like
had to be done though,
carrying dumbbells, because like you had no other option, like.
I think they was the worst sessions we had was when all you had was the 12s, but we still actually managed to train everything like enough to like
to be fair,
maintain a little bit.
I still stuck to it. Like I didn't miss.
Still do it,
week.
don't you?
I still got like minimum 4 sessions in a week throughout the full time.
Look, like even like with the situations, we still managed to like make. Look, it wasn't the greatest of sessions. I wouldn't say we was definitely not gaining. Maybe gaining weight in a bad way, like, but
you're trying to get.
I think when I knew I'd lost my head completely because we all went to Ireland, didn't we? Shortly after, and went in Ireland, didn't we? You had to isolate for 2 weeks when you got there. Every time you went,
Yeah.
and I remember in that 2 weeks, I was just bored out my head. Like obviously, I was in a hotel room.
Was doing the
Naught
press-up
to do.
challenges and all sorts, weren't we? Like
I thought,
1,000
right,
press-ups and all that.
Yeah, I thought, right, what can I do? I thought, fuck it, I'll try and do 1,000 press-ups in an hour, and like it was actually quite hard.
Yeah, well, me and him
I
tried
remember
it. I don't think we failed it. Like
my
just
chest
missed
I
it.
failed it.
was
yeah.
absolutely killing for like about a week, like literally more than even like a usual session I have.
Yeah.
Like absolutely fucked. And then I did 1,000 just like air squats in an hour. I think the next day, and that was like solid as well. Like you just do weird little shit like that, don't
You just do because
Like,
you need it though, don't you? You need something to do like that, man. I don't know. Some people could not do anything because you need that, man. You need it.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And I think like
You're ready to just go, wouldn't it?
what we were trying to say as well, like, is we did, when you've got a situation like where gyms are shut, you've got very limited equipment. I think that's when we kind of diversified into the likes of running, cycling, which was a lot easier accessible, which was generally a pair of trainers and off you go.
Well, I used to get back on a weekend. You two go, we've run a 10k or whatever during the week, and I used to be like, fuck that. I was like, I hate running, like absolutely hate it. This is like what 3 years ago or something, is it?
Man.
Yeah. I remember like it was literally like, you'll never catch me running. I absolutely hate it. Fuck that. Then,
I remember you used to say
like do it all the time, like absolutely
like
loving
you can't
it.
live without it now, can you?
You're
You learn to love it, don't you?
It's weird, isn't it? If it weren't for that, I probably never would run.
Yeah,
because I remember you coming to us and you used to say, oh, like I said, oh, have you ran up here? And he was like, oh no, I've just walked. And I was like,
you wouldn't just ever do that now.
I prefer walking to running.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I remember once we got back on a Friday,
walking?
and you was like, we'll go for like a run. I was like, can we not just walk? Like,
no, you literally said to me the other day, he was like, I don't even need a car. I'm just going to run everywhere from now on. That was literally what you said to me.
I ain't got a car anymore. And I was like, I might just see how long I can last just running everywhere.
It is a good feeling, man. Like, the feeling after cardio
I don't need a car,
is
mate.
different feeling,
that.
innit? Like, weight training feels good, but I say cardio is a whole other level.
Different ball game, innit?
It's like being on drugs.
How you feel after a long run is like, you'll never get that. I could literally double my fucking deadlift, all-time PR in a session. I bet I still won't feel as good after like.
I don't know, but 70 kilograms is pretty heavy. Do you know what I mean?
60, mate.
That's what I mean. If you beat it, you're going to get 70 is a lot of weight, man.
Yeah, that is. I mean, unrealistic, innit? To be honest.
Yeah.
No, like it is so true. Like the endorphins, like with me not running in so long, with me being like kind of like different commitments and stuff. But like the running, the feeling you get from running out after any run, even if it's a 5k or a 10k, like no gym session, no matter how hard you hit it, will come close to like the
man, it's a whole different endorphin level.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
definitely.
There's a lad in gym, and he says like when he ain't got time to, maybe only have like 45 minutes to train, he'd rather do 45 minutes of cardio.
I'm going that way now.
Minutes of training,
well, that's
because
what I
it
did
feels
tonight.
like
I didn't have much time
from it,
and I was like, "Fuck it!" I just like did a steady run. Like I did about 5.5k, but like I was gonna not bother. Then you finish, you're like, "Oh, I'm glad I did that. I feel mint now." Like.
I think that's a good bit of advice to give, is no matter what, even if you do have 20 minutes or you do have only half an hour, like don't think of it as, oh, there's not enough time to get a session.
You can always do something.
Even if the amount of times I've got 20 minutes, you just like an arm session or something, just literally minimal rest, just bang it out.
You can do an arm session.
You never regret it, do you?
Walk. You can go for a run. Like, you don't even have to go to the gym. Just like, if you feel like you have got that 20, 30 minutes of your time, like, use it. And if you haven't done, obviously, if you've already done a gym session that day and you've done something else, we aren't telling you just go and kill yourself. Like, but if you have not done anything that day and you've got yourself that 30 minutes of spare, go for a run or go for a walk or anything. And it's just getting that small amount in every day will accumulate so much over time.
Yeah, if you did a half an hour run or whatever every day, like that's gonna build up decent, innit?
Yeah, it's like the small wins, like you say. It's one of the biggest things you can ever. I think it's one of the best things you can look at it, and
Yeah,
never
definitely.
compare yourself as well. Like if you if a 5K takes you whatever, just do a slow 5K. It doesn't
Yeah,
always have to be PBs. It doesn't always have to be to the max. Like because if you do go to the max, you end up like having to
Mate,
rest too much. Or
as well, I was saying today, like it goes on a different kind of topic, but I feel like before you do your exercise, whether it's weights or running or whatever it is you're doing, before that you've got these say that just even day to day problems or even some bigger problems, right? Whether or not they won't go away, but as soon as you've done your workout or your exercise or whatever, they're like less. You know what I mean? Like, every
yeah,
worry you had is like halved, if not gone. You know what I mean? Like you just look at that,
yeah,
don't you?
you're able to perform like your tasks. Say if you've got a load of like you're thinking, oh, I've got a busy day ahead of me. I've got loads of tasks to do. Like sometimes, like on a Sunday for me, it's my rest day. I've started going to gym now and doing 30 minutes of cardio and stretching
yeah,
just to get into the gym environment. Go and
Yeah,
do my
yeah.
30 minutes of
I think
cardio. I
sometimes, like,
need
I
to do
think
it.
rest day, like, sometimes, like, people, you don't have to literally do nothing on your
rest
rest
day,
No,
day.
rest day
yeah,
is the
Like,
toughest day of the week, bro.
I literally don't think I've had an actual rest day in ages where I've done literally nothing.
no.
Yeah,
Like that's
'Cause I
the whole
think a
point
day of
of an
doing
act.
nothing right, I can tell you now, 100% fact, I will literally feel worse than ever.
yeah. I'll
I'll
be
be
all sad.
fuming. I'll be in a bad mood.
Yeah,
Like, especially if I do it on a Sunday, then it's just like for me, it's just a bad start to the week. Then,
yeah,
so
man.
I just don't feel right on the Monday. Do you know what
Yeah,
I
mate.
mean?
I ain't actually took a rest day in like 2 weeks now. Don't get me wrong, like on Thursday yesterday, I was knackered. Like I can tell I need a
Yeah,
rest day. Tonight, I'm having a
Yeah,
rest day tonight. Obviously, I didn't even run today, nothing. Because I know that I need it now. You know what I mean?
yeah,
but again, like it's still you've still been very active throughout the day. Like you're able to have a rest day, for example, on a Friday because you feel like you've been active. Like for on a Sunday, you'd like I feel like you wouldn't perform everything else. Just like general mental health, like on a Sunday,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you didn't train all day, unless you had a very
yeah,
busy day ahead of you,
yeah,
which you've got loads planned and you've got loads to do or something. But just getting that 30 minutes of cardio, that even no cardio at all, and just stretching, like being in the gym environment,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it starts your day off right.
yeah. Exactly,
Like
man. Tick the
personally
boxes.
for myself, like starting the day without a coffee, like you just can't perform right
Yeah,
without
yeah, man.
that.
yeah,
There's definitely worse addictions to have, though, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? At the
Yeah,
end of the day, like
100%.
so. But no, I think some of my favourite times in the lockdown going off on, like, we started doing the different types of training. First lake swim to me was absolutely
yeah.
epic,
That
man.
was
It was
mint.
good, that. Very good. Apart from near
Yeah, like
drowning. Because we'd never really
But
even swam in a pool before, had
some
we?
shit wetsuits. You ordered a decent one, didn't you, Reese? Didn't come in
yeah,
time. Literally, like,
No,
I'm
but
sure it was like October or November or something. Like absolutely freezing in a
yeah, it
lake
was. It
in the middle
was.
of the mountains. Wasn't
But
it in
the
in
thing is, though,
Wicklow?
the total lack of experience there was like, we never really swam in a pool, not since like when you were a
Yeah,
kid or
that
whatever.
was the first
We
time I
swam
swam in
full
like
pelt straight out into the middle of the. I mean, like, it was pretty sketchy. We swam right out into the middle, didn't we? About a kilometre out or whatever.
absolutely bombed
Right in the
it.
middle. And then we're sort of like, we're freezing.
Gassed.
We're drowning. No, there's nothing to hold on to. Someone touched his foot and we all started freaking out, didn't we? We was all,
like
imagine
looking
watching that from a distance, watching us three going, someone's touched my foot.
like looking
Mental,
back at
man.
that situation, like it was misty, it was raining. We're in the
Yeah,
middle of the Wicklow
it's
Mountains in
class, though, isn't
Ireland,
it?
where it's just looked dingy. The
It's
water's
cool.
pitch
It
black.
was awesome, man.
It
Proper
was
good.
such a weird situation.
You
I
was
didn't
in
have a
swim
wetsuit on.
shorts, mate.
My
You was
They had
in
like
hands
them,
was
Hawaiian
going.
swim
they had like
shorts, bro.
flowers on or some shit, man.
You
It
thought
looked
you
like
was
I
off
was.
on your holidays.
I
It
tell you
looked like
what,
I was about to walk into Ocean Beach. Yeah,
yeah,
Mate,
and
you literally
realistically, I was
did.
in the Wicklow Mountains, about to go for a swim. Like,
mate, you
To be fair,
looked
I don't know how
amazing.
you did that. You actually took it pretty good.
Yeah,
Like,
you did,
like I
you
was
did.
in the water for an hour as well. Like my hands were
yeah,
going blue. Like I was like, this is such a bad idea. Like we don't advise to do it for sure. Like it was like
But
such a
good
what
bad
buzz
though.
though?
idea.
Good buzz, mate. Like after that, the feeling after
Yeah,
that again, it's like that running thing. You're like, oh my god, that was mint. Then you got some
Yeah,
fish and chips, and then you're
and
just living the
again,
dream, aren't you?
it kind of comes back down to like what the journey of fitness takes you on. Like because we couldn't go to gym, we couldn't do this. Like what is there to do? Like fuck it, let's take up swimming, let's take up running
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And you
You'd
don't know
never
what you're
usually
doing.
done it, would you?
No,
Nah,
and
I'd
even
be
so
if you
good.
don't know what
surprised
you're doing,
if I'd have done any of that by now if it wasn't for that.
oh, like I think maybe it'd been a total different. I think you'd just be still going to gym and not even thinking about
But
maybe.
even
Yeah.
like we was on it before, weren't we, Dan? Like even when it came to like your weight training, I think my training's enhanced massively from that because
From having
you've
to train bare
you've
minimum,
realised
good
that like
form,
you've got to just
Mm.
keep it
focus.
basic. Like we
Yeah,
was doing
man.
like split squats for legs, pull ups, like
Loads of
rows,
pull-ups.
just benching with dumbbells, like nothing fancy at all. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because
Reece,
that's what you couldn't do anything
you know
fancy.
the farm where we was living, Reece, that Brian, the owner, or whatever. He
Yeah.
like, mate, he'd seen me train on the park because there's like a children's play frame with like bars.
Yeah.
That's where we
That
do
was
all the
pull-up
pull-ups.
station.
And he's seen me there loads, mate. And then one day I'm down there with my headphones in that. I don't know where he was, or he must have been back home or something. He was banging out some pull-ups. All of a sudden he starts running over, screaming and like pointing. I'm thinking, what the fuck is he talking to me? And he thought I just broke on. And he started. Then he lied because he was like, "I've seen you jump the fence. The police are on the way." I'm thinking, I was like, "Brian, what are you talking about, mate?" Then he was like,
It's me.
"Oh, it's you." Then he just left me to it. And I was thinking, what is going
To be
on here?
honest,
Like,
Dan, like you do look a bit sketchy, don't you?
I do,
Well,
mate.
we've been
Like
we've
you
been over
can't,
this a couple
like
of we've been over
mate,
this a
I think
couple
the
of times,
worst
haven't
ever
we?
time
Like,
flew to Miami, right? He went to Miami like
Oh,
full
this is quite embarrassing.
tracksuit, looked like friggin' Nico off GTA, right? Tracksuit. I'm sure he didn't have a top on underneath the tracksuit jacket as well, like
Mate, I was warm.
exposed, mate. And then got there,
but you've got the jacket on.
his bag he had on the plane. It was a friggin' Tesco carrier bag, mate.
Listen, mate, I'd been
Then they went to
busy
him.
the day
You know what
before.
they're like in America? They're like real strict, aren't they? They go to
Started
him,
quizzing me, asking me where I was
where's
going.
your hotel? He's like, I don't know.
Thing is,
How would I know that?
he was on the other side of the glass though, and he wouldn't let me. I was going, mate. He's got the details there. You need to talk to him. He's going, no, man.
And
I'm
then I went
asking
to
you,
tell
man.
him. I went to
And I
shout.
was just like,
He was like, "Don't help him, man. Don't help him."
yeah. He said, no. He's got to answer it himself. And I was just
Yeah,
like,
you're just like,
mate. Americans just
goddamn.
hate. They just hate you sometimes,
Yeah.
though, don't they? He didn't want me
But
in.
you
But
did look. You literally look like a drug dealer, mate.
I thought I looked pretty cool, mate.
Like I can
looking
completely.
back now,
I do
like,
get it.
the way you've explained it. I'm surprised you even got into the country.
I am.
Like, who goes to America like with a Tesco's bag,
Yeah.
with a jacket on with no top underneath, and then on top of it, when you get
I'll tell
asked
you
where
this,
your
Reece.
hotel is, you go,
like,
I don't know.
The tattoos help, do they? Like,
No,
I mean,
like
back then, not many people had
full,
tattoos like that back then.
the full character of the full thing. It's like, where you going? You don't know where your hotel is. You've got a random carry bag.
listen.
How did you get on this plane? Like,
You
how
see,
did you even
you've
get here?
seen who would do that. The man who would do that is a man with good fashion sense and likes Tesco meal deals, mate. That's the bottom
Yeah.
line. That's the bottom line of it, mate.
Tesco meal deals. They are good. To be fair,
They are,
aren't
man.
they?
They are,
I
man.
would say we could easily do a full topic on Tesco's meal
Oh,
deals.
mate.
Yeah, I'd like to
And
do that one
easy.
time. I'd like
I
to
don't
do
know
that
what
one
it
time.
is. I don't know what it is, right? But I don't know if it's just us three, but like Tesco meal deals, like we get obsessed with them for parts, don't
It's
we?
because
Like,
when I'm dieting, I don't
You
miss
can't have
I don't
them.
miss cheat meals. I miss
Yeah,
meal deals,
yeah.
mate. That's
Meal
all. That's all I
deals,
miss.
mate.
That's the main thing.
Oh,
I
mate.
said to Nicole the other
It's
week,
just
I was
so
like, mate,
easy.
all I want to do is have a meal deal. Do you know what I mean?
Like,
Yeah.
it's been so long since I've had a good meal deal because I live in Ireland. Like, there's no good meal
Oh,
deals in Ireland.
sorry-
like,
sorry
they're
to
all-
hear that.
So
bro.
bad, aren't they? They
I
are
know,
bad in
it's
Dublin,
it's a
mate.
bad it's a bad situation to be in, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, it's like just ham in it.
Yeah, you
Just
can't do
ham,
that.
ready salted
Mustard.
crisps,
Just ham. I think
water.
there's a couple of others, but like even like your drink selection is nowhere near what it is in the UK.
Mate, it's obviously been a
Like,
while since I've been there. I can't remember the ins and outs of it.
I just
No,
remember it was bad.
it's very poor. But we've managed to get the peach monster. So
Yeah, man.
that was a good day.
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That's a top,
And I
top boy now.
I tried it yesterday and it was very good.
It's good shit,
actually.
mate.
I'm going to get one tomorrow morning, I think.
Yeah. But no, like we've gone on a tangent again.
Again,
But
shock.
Whose fault
So-
was that?
Mate, you know, one
Well,
day where we've got a bit of free time, I would like to just sit here for about 6 hours and just see where we end up.
Yeah.
Because I think we could solve a lot of the world's problems.
Yeah.
I think give us
Honestly,
six hours, mate,
like
and I think all
world
the world will be put
peace,
to
mate.
rights. Yeah, man. Just need to dance a little bit more.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. That's all you got to do.
Mate, this tripod's no good today. I should have put it on that table thing, man.
But no, the let's go back to the topics we was
Let's
talking
go
That's the
about.
back
topic,
again.
lads, for fuck's sake.
Let's
Back again.
try and go back to what we was talking about. So we're going
Where was
from
we up
training.
to? So we're in Ireland, we're training, we're running. You thought you was off to Ocean Beach, but we actually went to a freezing lake.
So, cut long story short, we ended up going through COVID, training in the garage, went back to London for a short while, and then we all actually got summoned to Ireland through two different jobs, which was surprising. We all ended up over there together.
It worked out pretty fucking well, man, to be
Yeah.
It
fair.
worked out very well, to be fair, but for myself, it didn't really matter. I was single at the time, and I was
Yeah.
able just to kind of base myself over there. But then you've got the likes of Ollie, on the other hand, where he had to break the news to the missus that he was
Yeah,
raped.
what was we in 6 weeks trips, weren't we?
Me personally, at the
Yeah.
time, being single, I didn't really like. Obviously, back then I've been single for ages as well, man. So I didn't really realise how hard that would have been for it. Now, imagine doing that now. I don't think I could fucking do it, man. I don't know how he
No,
did it.
Yeah,
To be
like-
fair, it's tough, mate.
Yeah, I think
looking
it was
at
one
it.
of them where just like when life gives you lemons in it, like you had to take the opportunity.
And you like
To
them
do it.
Benjamins, bro.
Yeah,
You like them
like
Benjamin,
I
man.
think
and like
looking back,
nothing was going on back home either. Like you weren't
Yeah.
missing out on stuff. Like obviously it was shit being
I
away.
mean,
No.
to be
but
fair, we was having a good time, man. Like us three did actually have a really good
it
time
was
over there,
mint
didn't we?
for like running and that. It was mint, wasn't it? Like just in
Biking,
the countryside,
llamas, love them llamas, bro.
goats. There was also
That mad
mate.
goat,
Mate,
man.
do you remember that deer?
Reese, can you attach a clip to this? Like, can we attach a clip?
uh,
We do that. You should
look, I'll-
attach a clip of the goat on the fucking table, man. Ollie, you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about, bro.
yeah.
That mad goat,
if
mate.
you can send me the video, I'll
I
see
actually
what we can do.
I actually want that goat as a pet.
I love that goat.
We'll try and do a
What a
specific
menace.
clip of the goat, and we'll attach it to the Instagram page at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
What
so
are we
good.
calling? Is it Larry the goat? Did you have a name for it?
We had a
or-
name
think-
for it.
I think it had a name, like
It was something real random, mate. Like just a
So
normal
no, but it was like
person's
just
name.
proper. It used to like it was clever, right? It was
Yeah,
a clever
man.
goat.
Very clever.
It used to wait
Just-
until the owners had left.
They
Then
knew when
just
they'd gone, mate.
cause like absolute havoc, mate. Break out the pen, start like
goat's out again.
ramming people's doors and that. Oh mate,
Just
Yeah, it
to
was
put
good.
this into a little bit of context, like considering we've spent our lives we've spent our lives working away. Ollie and Dan seem to have this like thing of like wherever they end up going. We was actually speaking about this whilst we was in Manchester the other day. No matter where you end up going, you never really actually experience any of the cities
No.
you've been to. Like you've spent 6, 7, 8, 9 months in Liverpool, God knows how many years down in London,
Yeah.
2 years in Dublin, and like myself, I ended up digging in the city, pretty close to everything, pretty decent digs to be personally honest. Ollie and Dan decided to move 45 minutes out of the city on a farm in the middle
Mate,
of
it's just
nowhere.
peace and quiet, bro.
mate, it was actually class.
We moved in the end though, didn't we? Once
Yeah, we
everything
came.
opened back up. I mean, at first
Yeah,
it was
you did.
it was
we
irrelevant.
experienced a little bit, didn't we? Towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had that weird mate across the street who used
Oh
to
god, he was so
liked
weird,
you.
mate.
He
He used to
liked you,
stare
bro.
at us like
the ki-
I'd be sat.
he just liked Ollie, mate.
I'd just
Like,
be
he wouldn't leave him
chilling in our
alone.
room, and he used to sit on his step, and it looked directly into our front
Reece,
window.
one day I was in there in my boxers, right, and I thought, when you see someone looking, you usually like when you look, they stop looking. So I looked at him. He didn't even look away, mate. He was just
Yeah.
staring in, and I felt very weird.
Yeah,
I felt
he
a bit
was
violated, mate.
proper odd, mate. He used to shut the blinds and that, didn't we?
Yeah,
It felt a bit
Good.
weird.
good little gaff that, wasn't it, bro?
Oh mate, it was proper weird. It was just like you went in. It was like a little bathroom. I won't even call it a bathroom. To be fair, it was tiny, wasn't it? It was like a little box with a shower and a toilet. Then it was just 2 single beds like within the room, and there was like just a kitchen within the room as well. But it was tiny, wasn't it?
It wasn't like me. It was pretty big.
It was small. But I remember we got there and was like, this is class. Like,
No, we actually, at the
thought-
time we loved
thought
it.
it was like the best thing
wa-
ever.
Thing is, it wasn't cheap either, was it? Really, like for the
Nah.
price here, like
What
for
was
there, it was
you-
quite cheap.
Dublin's expensive though, isn't it?
What was you paying for it? Can you remember?
What was it? Definitely, it was over $1,000, wasn't it?
1,300 a month
Yeah,
or something
like
like that.
13 or
That's
1500.
all included. Is that right? Yeah.
No.
No.
You had to buy your own electric, didn't you?
Yeah,
we didn't really do
but
that.
I mean,
You didn't like splashing out on the gas
Oh
or
yeah,
electric.
no,
Really.
it's just like we'd have like a limit, wouldn't we? Then if it
Yeah.
ran out, we'd be like, right, we'll have to just sit here.
We sat there one day, hoodies on in bed, like.
We're like,
I was like,
should we
I'm not
put the
putting it
heating
on.
on? Should
I'm
we
not
put the
putting it
heating
on.
on, bro? Not yet, mate.
And
Not yet.
the worst part about this situation, like, without saying too much, like, you was on a lot of money. Like, you could have
We could have
easily,
afforded the heating on. We could have definitely
like,
afforded to have the
we
heating
probably-
on, mate.
it was
But
not,
like,
you wasn't in a situation where you couldn't afford it. Put it that way.
yeah,
It was a
Yeah,
decision
we
you
was maybe a
chose
bit tight.
to live with.
I think it was more the principle of like
No, but do you know what it was? It was like you went through it that quick. I was like, I'm a fuck topping it up again. Like we literally
Yeah.
topped it up 5 minutes ago.
that's
mate.
what it was like. It was like the principle on it. I was like, mate, I'm not spending it again when I've just put 50p on 3 days ago. Where has it gone? That was my problem. That was my problem,
Yeah.
mate.
Oh, that was some
Wondering
straight
why
up
50
bullshit.
Why
I'm sure,
50p's
like,
not lasted you?
I'm
of
sure,
order,
like there
mate.
was something wrong with it.
Yeah, no,
Like,
like
It
jokes
literally
aside,
lasted like a day, mate.
jokes aside, mate. We was actually topping it up like a lot all the
Yeah,
time.
but how much was
And
you
it-
putting on it?
No, it was enough, mate. Like I'm talking like putting 30 quid on, and then 2 days later, it's because every time it ran out, it used to cut off, and we had to go at that box, didn't we? And then
Oh, it was
mad
a fucking
potheads next
nightmare.
door to like
Yeah, no, we didn't also work it. We'd only just moved in, haven't we? Like,
some mad weed smoking
lads kept
neighbours,
knocking
mate.
on the door, like they'd answer the door and be like, "What's going on?"
And they
Like,
kept
as if
putting
it was like undercover police or something. I
I
don't
think
know
like
what we were
weird little
doing.
parties, weird little
But,
parties at like
yeah, we had
early
them like
hours of the month.
screaming at like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
I was like,
it was
what?
all right though. To be
It's like,
fair,
what do they do? Like, what do these two people do as a job?
I
Like,
think there was Deliveroo drivers, weren't they, or
I think-
fuck
bikers?
knows.
I think a lot of people here not do a lot. Like, looking back at it now, like the situation I'm in with myself, like with Jess and stuff, like where the house we've got and stuff, like it's lovely. Like,
Yeah,
but like, and if what I know now about Dublin, there's so many places we could have stayed. Like, there's so many
Yeah.
rooms available and
Yeah,
stuff.
man.
But it's just knowing what's going on.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
looking
you
back
don't know
at
where
the
to start.
situation,
Yeah,
No, like that's the worst part. I'd say that's one of the worst parts about working away is because you never know how long you're going to be somewhere. So you end up staying somewhere, get comfortable, and
Yeah,
you just never
exactly,
think
man.
of changing.
get comfortable on the farm where you go.
Yeah, like you
With
say,
your
you get
goat.
comfortable on a farm. Now looking back at that situation, you think to yourself, Jesus, once you finally moved into the city, you was thinking, how have we lived this long on
Uh-huh.
that farm?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it was
it just
mad.
don't make sense.
The only good
mean-
parts of that farm was like running. It was mint for running, wasn't it?
Yes, I'll 100%
Like
agree
there was
with that.
no
The
traffic
runs-
at all. You could just
Yeah.
run in the middle of the road for miles and miles.
You
and
could run
miles.
in the middle of the road with your headphones in with your eyes shut for an hour and you'd be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally, man, I did that a couple of times. man. It was
Did
good.
my oh, it wasn't your first one. My first marathon I ever did was just on the roads around there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Like you did
we did
it.
two.
Like,
we did two there, didn't
Yeah,
we?
we did
Just
two
for no
two
reason.
there, didn't we?
whatsoever.
One of them was it. One of the ones we did. We just did that lap we had near where we were staying. It was like what was the lap?
14
Maybe like
times.
it
or
was like
something.
8 kilometres, wasn't it? The lap.
I think
I'd
so.
say.
Yeah.
And
How
we
many
just did
times?
that. Just kept lapping that until we'd done a marathon. Seeing this bloke on the second lap round or whatever, obviously running quite slow. He was like, "Come on, lads, pick up the pace."
Then he's been running like hours and hours
Same
later.
guy seen us like 3 hours later. And he's like, "Fucking hell, lads, what
I
are you
think
doing?"
he'd gone home. He'd gone home and got ready and that, and he was like walking with his missus.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
like, and he was real confused. And he was like, "What the hell's
I
going
think he
on?"
thought we was broken. Like,
Yeah,
we need turning off and on again, mate.
yeah,
I think that
definitely, man.
But one of the biggest things for yourself, like, was boredom, wasn't it? Like, you had so much
Yeah.
time on your hands, like, and then it comes down to there's only so much, like, physical stuff you can do before your body just goes, I need to stop. Like,
Yeah.
you find
Yeah.
yourself, like, when I was in lockdown, like, you just find yourself,
You don't
cycling,
want to stop
you
though,
was,
do you?
you was running, you was like, oh, well, what can I do now? Because in your head, like, with us having very little spare time, usually like Monday to Friday or even on the weekends, your spare time is to go to the gym or to do something fitness based. So with you having so much spare time, you found yourself, all right, so I'm going to go for a bike ride, then I'll do a leg session,
Yeah, yeah.
then I'll maybe go for a run. And then I was like, Jesus Christ, like, you're just doing
Yeah.
everything in one day.
So
Because
so good though, man. So good.
Yeah, I remember hitting one of the first once we first came over. I didn't have as many like 2 weeks off as yourself, like in isolation and stuff. But I brought my bike over and stuff. I found a route what they suggested on Google Maps, or I can't remember where I found it. Didn't really pay attention much to where it was actually sending me. I was a bit of a rookie at the time on the old race bike as well.
Yeah, man.
Hit this route and just managed to find myself in the Wicklow Mountains. Like started climbing for a bit, and I was like, all right, this climb's going to end soon. I'm
Proper
assuming.
steep,
Like
innit?
Yeah,
an
it's
hour
rough
later,
around there.
I'm still climbing. I'm about 60 kilometers into this bike. My
Oh
phone's
my
about
God.
to die. Watch is about to die. I was like,
Oh my God.
I'm gonna die. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done
mate.
that. I've done that where my watch has died when I've been, you know, like you pissed off, man.
But I wanted to make it to where the maps was sending me to go. It was sending me to Sally Gap, which is just in the middle of the Wicklow
Yeah.
Mountains. Looking back now, I should have never done it. It was fucking dangerous.
We
Fuck.
did that 100-kilometer
Yeah,
bike
did it,
ride,
yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah, I had a fix.
Like, never done a
Your
bike ride.
brakes.
You had a fixie. My brake, didn't realise until I'd been out on my bike all day. A brake was,
Do you remember,
brake was
Reece?
locked on.
He kept
All
like
day.
lagging back like a good bit back. I was thinking, what is wrong with him today? Like,
Yeah, but I was thinking,
I
was like, what was happening? I was like, why are these two this much fitter than me? Like,
I had to go on his
fuck have I done?
bike. I had to go on his bike for like 5 minutes, and I was like, mate, that's actually solid. It was like putting it on like a spin machine and putting the brake on.
Yeah.
And like, it was proper
It
hard.
was well
man.
hard.
I think considering like we do so much fitness, we spend so much time in the gym. Like there's so many stories where it just shows how rookies like we.
Yeah.
Oh, mate,
But we-
even
you are.
now, I think,
We've
like,
always been the guys that
we're just idiots,
we're
mate.
like, no, what is it like the opposite of all the gear, no idea, aren't you? Like
none of the gear and no idea.
And no idea, yeah. That is it. That is literally it, though, isn't it? Reece is always the guy who gets the gear first. I'm like,
Yeah,
maybe I should probably think of getting that.
Then we
Yeah,
follow
I
your
do
lead
like-
eventually.
I do like getting the gear, like, but
I like to just try it first, make sure I like it.
I
then-
remember starting the bike ride because I was already cycling for a while, and you both rocked up. Like I've got my bike, been cycling.
Yeah,
back,
you look
cycling,
the part, mate.
cycling
looked
shoes.
cool, man.
I had the lot, and then all of a sudden these two turned up. Pair of shorts. Ollie
I was like,
had a pair of cycling shorts. Dan decided he didn't need them. Halfway down the line, realised
Yeah, to be
he
fair, I had
did
the
need 'em.
cycling shorts, didn't I? I was kitted up, mate.
mate, I looked like
Cost
I
me
was
about
up to it. I looked
10
like I was up
quid
to a
then.
beefer, mate. I had like shorts and vest on with some Ray-Bans, mate, like a fucking backwards cap, just rocking up, mate. That was a good day, that
Rocking
though,
up
wasn't
to
it?
go and do a 100k bike ride. One of you turned up on a fixie, which had no different gears. Like there was inclines in it and everything.
I remember that
And
hill at the end, though.
Ollie,
when
who
you-
was trailing behind about 2 kilometers behind, had his brakes on the full time.
Oh, so bad.
And I was like,
do you remember when you was like,
No, it was
oh,
like,
there's
I'd
no way you'll
stopped
get up this on a
pedaling.
fixie? And
I'd
then,
stopped-
like, we started racing up, didn't we? And then I was like, because you'd said that, I thought, there's no way I'm not going to do it. And I got right to the top of this thing, like, absolutely dying,
Oh,
wasn't we?
yeah,
Obviously,
yeah, I remember that.
your brake was still stuck on, so I don't think you was going nowhere.
No,
mate.
I had to get off and walk. Even that
Fucking
was
hell.
hard.
Yeah, like, it was like that.
Mate, it was when I knew something was up right, because every time, like, when you just stop pedaling, you're just cruising, like, having a chat or whatever, and, like, I'd do that, and just start, like, I'd be, like, just going further and further
Yeah,
back from
I
me. I'd be
remember.
like, I was like, why is my bike just stopping? It's almost to, like, complete stop every time I stop. I just keep pedaling, like, constantly to keep moving.
Tough day for you, that lad.
Oh, mate, I was knackered.
Yeah, I bet.
because that was a stage as well. Because I think I'd started seeing Jess by this point as well, and I was real pissed off because like I was complaining to Jess. I was like, because I was committed to like the triathlon training. I was
Yeah,
like
man.
paying. I was like searching up on it. I was looking at doing training blocks. I was looking at doing a lot, and I was like, the lads are going to be into this. We'll get involved in it. We're going to do proper training. We're going to get everything involved. One of you turned up on a fixie, the other one turned up thinking. Every time we wanted to go for a swim, you turned around and you went, "Do you want to go to Hove and jump off
Do you
the
want to go
cliff?"
cliff
I was
jumping
like,
instead?
lads,
Bro,
we've scheduled for a 2 kilometer swim, and you want to go and jump
Then
off cliffs.
went to that
No,
lake.
look, I
We
was
let
just
him
about to say,
swim, and
mate.
I was like, we'll just practice our gainers off this little jetty.
He was swimming up and down. I mean, he was jumping off the jetty, like doing bombs and backflips and all that. And then he came up to us after. He was like, "Lads, I don't know what happens there, but you was embarrassing. What
You
was you?"
pathetic.
Yeah, he was, mate. He was fuming.
It was even
He was like,
even
he was like, I'm not
worse.
being free, lads. Plan to do a swim. He was like, I've done, I don't know, like 2,000 metres or whatever. And you've just been doing backflips, fucking
And
about.
it was even worse when we finally scheduled one. I was thinking, I've managed to schedule you to do a swim. We've scheduled a lake. I was like, there's no place they can jump off cliffs here. They definitely can't. They've got to
I've got
come
'em.
and swim. I've got them. Turned up. Both of them didn't have goggles.
Oh,
So
yeah.
turned
Oh,
up.
shit, yeah.
Breaststroke.
I was like, lads, where's your goggles? Like, oh, we don't need them. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
no, not this again.
quite
So,
bad, that.
rocked up. All three of us got swimsuits on. I had a lot, swimming cap, everything. I was ready to do this swim. They turned up with no goggles. Did about 2 or 3 strokes, and both of them was going, that's it.
Ah, my ass!
This is bollocks. And they was like, this is bollocks. We can't do this. We can't do this. I was like, I told you to get fucking goggles.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah, I've got one. Remember that time we was about to that big reservoir thing? We pulled up.
Oh,
The
yeah.
security guy there. He watches us for a good 15 minutes. We all get out the car, take our shoes off, zip each other's wetsuits up, all
Yeah.
tight as fuck. Just put
Spend
our
20
feet in the
minutes
water,
getting
and then he
ready.
goes, gets out his truck and goes, "You can't swim in here, mate." I was like,
No,
"You've just
he
watched us.
went, are you planning on swimming in there?
You've just watched
all
me put
there.
a wetsuit on, and
Full
start
wet
stretching."
suits, goggles, swimming cap. Yeah, mate.
Well, yeah, it looked that way, wouldn't it,
And
bro?
we had to get back in the car and go.
Drove.
I bet-
Drove.
We
Drove.
drove.
A
Remember?
wetsuit, swimming cap. It was like, if we get pulled over now, what we're going to say?
They're gonna think you've murdered someone, man.
All three of us sat there, goggles on our head, swim caps on,
Oh, mate.
along,
That was
in our
funny.
wetsuits going to our next spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was funny. That very funny.
Fucking hell. But yeah,
Oh.
like, doing all that shit, like, got us proper into it, didn't it? Like,
Yeah, man.
obviously.
I think that was the start of all, I'd say the situation we're in now, like
Pushing
to
yourself to your fucking limits,
kind of
man.
just finding ways around keeping yourself fit or doing something in a situation where no gyms are available or you've got limited
You can always do
resources.
something, can't you?
There's always something, like no matter what
Always.
situation.
Something
You
is
can-
better than nothing. 100%.
Yeah.
mate. Always.
I'd say that's one of the biggest things to take away from it is like anything is better than nothing. If it's a walk, if it's a swim, if you haven't got the right equipment or if you haven't got the right gym, there's always a way that you can keep fit.
And don't use a Tesco bag when passing through customs in America. That's the two
Never.
main lessons to take away from
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah. If you can take any lessons away from our
Yeah, yeah,
massive
if
tangent
you can.
about like, even if you was able to keep up with what we was even talking about, because I think with
Yeah.
ourselves we'll even watch this back
Yeah,
and not even understand what's going on.
No.
yeah, definitely.
No, that's great. We're gonna we'll end that one here, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Adios,
Sweet.
amigos.
Peace out.